Hello everyone. Today we will start our 11th chapter, New Kings and Kingdoms. This chapter is in two parts. Today we will start part 1. Today we will discuss about the emergence of new dynasties, Parashats and land grants. There were various dynasties which emerged in India between 7th and 12th century. In this part, we are going to discuss about those dynasties. This map is given on page number 105. Various dynasties are given here. I would like you all to mark these places on map of India and color it. Write the names of those dynasties and color it. If you don't have map of India, trace this map and mark those places and color it. The emergence of new dynasties. By the 7th century, there were many influential landlords and warriors, chiefs in different regions of the subcontinent. Existing kings often acknowledged them as their subordinates or samanthas. They were expected to bring gifts for the kings or overlords, be present at their courts and provide them with military support. Now, by 7th century, there were many influential landlords. That is, they were very strong, or financially they were strong, or they were having enough army or soldiers, and they were war chiefs were there in the subcontinent, and they used to acknowledge the existing kings, and these landlords were subordinates or samanthas. And they were expected to bring gifts for the kings and to be present in the courts and provide military support to the king whenever required. As samanthas gained power and wealth, they declared themselves as Mahasamantha, Mahamandaleshwara, the great lord of the circle or region. So as samanthas or the landlords, they gained power, they gained wealth, they declared themselves as Mahasamantha. Maha word means big. So big Samantha. Mandaleshwara. Mandaleshwara means the great lord of a circle or region. Sometimes they asserted their independence from their overlords. Sometimes they declared themselves as independent kings, and they established their own kingdom. Now, one such kingdom was Rashtrakutana in the Deccan, that is in South India. Initially, they were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. In the mid-8th century, Danti Durga, a Rashtrakutana chief, defeated his Chalukya overlord and performed a ritual called Haryana Garbha, literally a golden womb. It was thought to lead the rebirth of the sacrificer as a Kshatriya, even he was not a Kshatriya by birth. Now, subordinate of Chalukyas of Karnataka in mid-8th century, he was Danti Durga and he was Rashtrakutana chief. Now, he defeated Chalukya king and he performed Haryana Garbha. This was a ritual, that is a kind of prayer. And if only Kshatriya was a caste and they were supposed to rule the kingdom, or they were the soldiers, they used to use weapons. So only the people who were born in Kshatriya family can rule the kingdom. Now, by performing this ritual Haryana Garbha, it means the golden womb. A person who was not born in Kshatriya family, it was believed that by performing this ritual, he will be taking as rebirth in the Kshatriya family. So, Rashtrakutana chief Danti Durga, he performed this ritual and became Kshatriya by performing this ritual. Men from enterprising families used their military skills to carve out kingdoms. For instance, the Kamba, Mayushvaraman and the Gujara Parihara Harishchandra were Brahmins who gave up their traditional professions and took up arms successfully, establishing kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan respectively. So there were such many Samanthas who gave up their professions. These people were Brahmins, and Brahmins were supposed to perform the prayers or the rituals. They gave up their professions and they took up arms. Now, to give up their profession and take up arms, they were supposed to perform the ritual known as Haryana Garbha, and they became Kshatriya after this, and they ruled over Karnataka and Rajasthan. Prashashits and land grants. The invocation part of inscription is Prashashit. Prashashits contain details about the ruling family, such as their preceders and the period to which they belonged. They also contain economics of the rulers and their achievements. But they tell us about how rulers wanted to depict themselves, for example, violent, victorious warriors. These were composed by learned Brahmins who occasionally helped in the administration. Now, Prashashits, they were the invocation part of the inscription. Now, Prashashits contains the details of the king, like preceders. Preceders means who was the father and grandfather, like that. And it also contained the achievements of the king. And they told about, or they depicted about the king, like king was violent or victorious or a warrior. Sometimes even Brahmins, they used to help in administration, and these Brahmins, they composed, means they wrote Prashashits. Kings often rewarded Brahmins and others who served them by grants of land. These were recorded on copper plates, which were given to those who received the land. In the 12th century, a long Sanskrit poem containing the history of kings who ruled over Kashmir was composed by an author named Kalhana. He used a variety of sources, including inscriptions, documents, eyewitnesses, accounts, and earlier histories to write this account. Unlike the writers of Prashashits, he was often critical about rulers and their policies. Now, kings, they used to reward Brahmins by giving them land as gifts. Land grants means giving land as gifts. And these were recorded on copper plates. Those who received the land, this details of the land was recorded on copper plates and given. These copper plates were given to the Brahmins who were receiving the land. In 12th century, a Sanskrit poem was written, and it was written by a Kashmiri poet named Kalhana. He wrote the history of the kings, and he used variety of sources like inscriptions, documents, eyewitness, accounts, and earlier histories to write this poem. But he also wrote the critical side of the rulers, that is, some negative points also about the rulers, whereas Prashashits, it contains only the positive side or positive attitude of the rulers. What was given with the land? This is part of Tamil section of the land grants given by the Cholas. Now, what was given with the land? We will see in Tamil section what it was written. We have demarcated the boundaries of the land by making earthen embankments. Earthen embankments means with mud only small boundary was made around the land, as well as by planting thorny bushes. So for boundary they have made embankments and planted thorny bushes. This is what the land contains. What the land used to contain, which Brahmins used to get, like fruit bearing trees, water, land, gardens, orchards, trees, wells, open spaces, pasture land, a village, anthill, platforms, canals, ditches, rivers, slit-laden land, tanks, granaries, fish ponds, beehives, and deep lakes. So all these things that land used to contain, which Brahmins used to get as gifts. Now, he who receives the land can collect taxes from it. Just now we have seen what all things the land used to have. And now the person who receives the land can collect taxes from all these things. He can collect tax imposed by judicial officer as fines, and the tax on betel leaves, woven cloth, vehicles, etc. He can build large rooms with upper story made of baked bricks. He can get large and small wells dug. He can plant trees and thorny bushes if necessary. He can also get canals constructed for irrigation. He should ensure that water is not wasted and that embankments are built. So the person who is receiving the land can collect taxes. He can impose fines. He can impose tax on betel leaves, woven cloth, vehicles, etc. He can also do some construction, like he can construct big or small rooms, a single story or double story building with baked bricks. He can dig canals well. He can plant trees, thorny bushes wherever necessary. And he was supposed to see that when he is digging canals and wells, the water was not wasted. Today we have discussed about the emergence of new dynasties, prashashits and land grants. Homework. First question, how did Rashtrakutanas became powerful? Second question, what did the new dynasties do to gain acceptance? Thank you.